Hey, what is going on, friends? We got some Travincal tonight. Kind of chip away at the all rune challenge that we're doing. But we got OPH and Smokin' J Franklin in the house. What's going on, fellas? Good to see ya. Why don't we... Oh, let's get that camera working. Okay, now we're working. All right. Don't know why that camera wasn't working for a second, but here we go. May as well just jump right into it, right, guys? Don't have enough gold for that. Okay. Moving on. All right, so I'm on run 1946. So it's been going pretty good. I didn't check when the last high rune was that I got on this challenge, but I don't feel like it was all that long ago, maybe 300 runs or so. But we'll have to look to be sure. But I know we're going to have some gambling going on tonight, too. Uh-oh. That's weird. I might have to reset the game. Uh-oh. Yep. Yeah, it looks like we are resetting the game. Hold on, fellas. Yeah, thank you, Smokin'. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that was kind of weird because I turned off the extended cube for this, but it was showing the extended cube as it is here. Okay, bear with me, guys. So what if we go ahead and roll with the extended cube? Let's try this one more time. Okay, I need to go to live chat. Chat filter, all messages. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, well, we'll just call that run a dud, and let's start over. 1947. Let's go. Oh, you know what I need to do? My God, I'm all over the place. Okay, so we need this there. Okay, ist lo sir ja zod. There we go. Okay, so that should show the text. And now we are truly ready to go. Apologize for the technical difficulties. I just got my daughter to bed, so wasn't completely prepared for this, as I might normally be. Okay. Kind of a good one, but... Alright, let's get to horking. Alright, and reset. We're good to go. So how are you guys doing tonight? Smoking? OPH? How we doing tonight, fellas? Good to see you in here. Okay, we gotta hit up these champion packs, because that is my low probability chance of getting a high rune out of Trav, if it's not TZ. But guys, let me know how the volume is and everything like that. And I like to make sure you guys can hear me. Yeah, no worries, OPH. Thanks for the heads up, buddy. That's how you know I saw your message. Just clean the garage to make room for a litter box. Oh, that's right. I heard you, or I saw you say that in Fox's stream. What kind of cat are you getting, Smoking? I personally have 3 cats at my house. Two of them, one of them I should say is completely indoor. One of them is completely outdoor. And the third one is a mix, indoor and out. I'd say like 50-50 indoor and out. I never had cats growing up, but man, let me tell you guys, I have been converted to a cat lover, man. They are awesome animals. The amount of times that cat has saved me in the middle of the night of my daughter screaming as an infant, you know, just upset about something. Man, that cat just came up and just put his chin right in her lap. I will forever be grateful to that cat for that. Let's see here. We don't know. We're just going to see what's there. Always been a cat person growing up. Nice, man. I was actually, I never was allowed to have animals growing up. So I didn't have my first animal until my dog. His name's Tio. And he's actually sitting right next to me sleeping. But he's my first pet I've ever had is my border collie, and he's 15 now. But we got him as a 7-year-old from a guy who raises them for herding animals. Ooh, we get a little lem rune to start off the evening. All right. But yeah, anyways, he raises border collies for cattle dogs, and he did not pass cattle herding school, we'll call it. And but yeah, man, he has been an amazing animal. And now he's an old guy just going through his you know, just going through kind of his end of life thing. So we're just doing all we can to make him feel comfortable. So he is very comfortable in his new medication routine. He sleeps better at night, but you know, long term it does some damage to him, to his kidneys, I think. But man, just to have him comfortable for however long he's going to be around, it's worth it, you know, at this point, with him being 15. All right, that was a much better runtime. Don't know. Always been a cat person. Yeah, for sure. But anyways, yeah, so my first animal was him. And then after that, we've had a few cats. One of them was kind of like a foster thing that we had to give the cat back after a little while. And she was awesome, but that kind of was nice because it introduced me to cats without the commitment of a long-term animal, like 20 years of taking care of an animal. So I really learned to enjoy cats, and yeah, now we have 3 of them. Welcome in, Tommy. Good to see you, man. You know, I love both dogs and cats for different reasons, but yeah, I can't argue that, you know, like if someone says that cats are way better than dogs, or honestly, even the other way around, if someone says that dogs are better than cats, I can't really argue with them because, yeah, I think they're both great animals. I will say, like, going out of town, dogs are much harder to leave behind. You know, you can't really leave them behind like you can a cat, because with a cat you can just, you know, leave out some food and water, automatic feeder, whatever, and they're good to go. They're fine. They might miss you, but, you know, they'll be okay. But dogs, man, they are much more needy, much more reliant on you. You know, it used to be that people would leave their dogs out in the yard and stuff, but yeah, not really the right thing to do, I don't think. Those gloves had potential. That charm or jewel did not. I've had a dog now for the last 2 years. He's a handful, so much so we decided to get a cat so the kid can actually hug and snuggle with a pet because the dog is too strong for it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I can see that. And that's the thing, man. Like, our cat is amazing with our 2-year-old daughter. Just amazing. Seriously. It's pretty incredible. Like, the stuff that he will let her do to her, or the stuff that he will let her do to him, I should say. It's just kind of mind-blowing in a way. It's just like she's like ripping at his fur and ooh, unique ring. What'll it be? Manald? Will it be the dreaded Manald? As far as jewelry goes, I haven't found a whole lot in Trav yet. Ravenfrost, 20 to dex, but only 179 to attack rating. Yeah, we'll throw that one away. Thrim, welcome in, man. Good to see you. How have you been? Thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate it. We are running Trav, and here in a little bit, I'm going to have enough to start gambling. So kind of what I'm going for is a gambled Griffins. It's not part of this challenge, but it's always something I've wanted to do. I've always wanted to gamble an SOJ, but, you know, I never thought that was going to be possible. But here we are. I've done it. So now I'm just going to be gambling straight up circlets and seeing if I get lucky. Ooh. You know, if these had some skills on it, man, these would be nice, but I think without the skills, there's not much I'm going to do with these. We got 20 increased attack speed, mana stolen per hit, 14 to strength, fire res 26, poison res 15. I mean, those are pretty good, but yeah, you really need plus skills there, I think. Luckily, I haven't found Manald yet and got Nature's Peace and Nagel so far. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Smokin', is I have not found Manald yet either, but I have found Nature's Peace, Carrion Wind, and something else. Oh, multiple Nagel rings as well. Yeah, if only that one had +2 to skills. Yeah, for sure, man. That was a pretty nice pair of gloves there. All right, nothing to really check out here. Oh, Jewel. Almost missed it. So far I've been a little disappointed in Trav. You know, like I've never really made a Trav barb before. You know, I've made a Singer barb in the past, but never really did like a Whirlwind Trav barb. But, you know, through doing this challenge, I've realized just how little Trav can drop. And it's kind of like, I have mixed feelings about it because I feel like if you're online, Trav can be very beneficial because you can get a lot of stuff that you can trade and, you know, build wealth through. But otherwise, man, like, if you're going for endgame stuff, this is really not better than running lower Kurost, you know? It's really just not. So basically with this challenge, what I've been doing is just kind of hitting up Trav when it's terrorized. That's about it, which I don't want to do 100% for this challenge because that's kind of cheesing it, you know? But so I do come back to it to get a few runs in here and there, but I've started hardcore. This is on my softcore account, so you know, it's just kind of tough coming back to it here and there, but the gambling is fun. Oh, hold up. So 2 to passive and magic, 20 increased attack speed, poison res 20, and 16 MF. So I've heard in the past, I've heard somewhere that if you're a Boazon, you really would prefer to have passive and magic ever since they balanced like the dodge, avoid, and evade. So these are actually pretty good, especially with a little bit of MF on there. These would be a lot more awesome if they, you know, if they had some strength or dex and better resistance on it, you know, like lightning or fire. But really, these are pretty good gloves. I'll hold on to those. Mana Steel is super nice. Looking for that one for Javazon to optimize Mana Steel with upgraded F Titans. Yeah. Worthless if you can't spend mana. Yeah, I get that, man. For sure. My Trav bar would just be a gold fine barb for gambling ammies and circlets. Yeah, for sure, man. I get that. Which is kind of a silly build if you think about, like, you know, you're just siphoning gold and hoping to get some high runes in the process, you know? And I guess it's a good way to look at Trav if you look at it through that lens instead of, you know, looking to actually get really good loot from here. I could see why people would gravitate more towards like a gold fine barb rather than a magic fine barb like this one is. I can totally understand that. All right, we are getting awfully close to some gambling. And all my friends in here, if you don't mind, could you hit that like button for me? It would be greatly appreciated. But I appreciate you guys coming in and supporting the channel. And if you didn't see it, I know some of you have, but if you haven't seen it already, I do have a new build guide out. Dude, what's up with the 220s? We just got another set. These are no good, but always cool to see 220s. But anyways, yeah, I did put out a new build guide video for the Poison Nova Necromancer. If you're interested, take a look in a little bit. Let's see, my Trav bar gold, that's for weeks from now, though. I still got a lot to do before I get to gold finding. Yeah, because you started over, right, Smoking? Like, you started completely from scratch. Takes a long time to build up the gear to be able to do Trav, and that's what I was kind of getting at. It's like by the time you can effectively run Trav, it's not really a good place to be grail hunting stuff. Started over, just got a Blizz Sorceress for now, for sure. Yeah, and man, Smoking, if you haven't run Ancient Tunnels, man, I think that place is so underrated, especially for a Blizzard Sorceress. When I was playing Pluggy, I was running a Blizzard Sorceress in Ancient Tunnels, and that's where I found both my Tyrael's Might for the first time and a Zod. I've only found Tyrael's Might one time, and that was on Pluggy. I've never found it on D2R. So I would love to find it on D2R, obviously. Nope, just shattered her corpse. Dang it. Ooh, we got circlets, gloves, boots. Dang, man. This one, if you take the 8% life stolen per hit and replace that with 20 FCR, dude, this thing would be fucking money. Look at this thing. I don't know if like a Zealer Sorceress would find any use in this thing, but yeah, dang. Just gotta throw that one away. So close. Is the only place for a Bliss Source and LOD. Too many immunes without Sunder Charm and other level 85 areas. Yeah. Need to go back because it's really the only place I can level decency. Yeah. Yeah, so the other place, Smoking, that I think that you'd find some luck is Stony Tombs. The only exception being, what's his name? The super unique down there. Oops. Dang it, what's the super unique's name? I don't know why I'm forgetting. But whatever the super unique is down there is usually the only one that's cold immune. But that's a good area, man. And all you need is a Vex rune, then you could switch over to fire and be just wrecking down there. I did a whole video on Stony Tombs, and man, I found some amazing stuff down there. I do want to go back and try it again. Tommy, for Chaos Sanctuary, are the ghosts immune to cold? I can't remember. But I feel like the ghosts are, but maybe it's just lightning. Ooh, Winged Helm. What's that? Valkyrie wing. Yep. Ooh, 340s. Look at that, man. Oh, wow. I think we're on track to find something big tonight. I just got that feeling. Don't know why, but I do. A little foul rune. Yeah, I'm not collecting those anymore. Not on this account. All right, a couple of rare jewels to check out. Don't think there's anything else in here for me, really. Yep. Nothing good there. 22, eh. Nope. G-Stacks, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I already got Bear and Cham already. Yes, sir. And Ohm, I think? I can't remember. I'm sure you can see it on the screen there, what I found already. It's kind of been a while since I've done Trav, to be honest, guys. I jumped in like a week and a half ago to do it because it was terrorized. But beyond that, I haven't run it too much. I think I need Sir, Low, and Jaw. And Zod, of course. Loading trailer with my team will be silent. Okay, yeah, for sure, Stacks. Thanks for the heads up. We'll check out that dimensional blade and circlet. Ooh, look at the Fool's mod with 40 increased attack speed and 7 life. Dude, if this thing was F, like an E rep, take away the masteries and put in like the Cruel mod, this thing would be pretty nasty. Close, but not close enough. Imp Sever. Love the name. Even had a sweet name. Dang it. Okay. All right, we got a circlet to take a look at. Nothing there. Heavy belt, flail. Ooh. Rare ring. Yeah, not quite enough for anything I would want to keep. Can you upgrade it then, or would it lose its ethnes? Yes, so Thrym, that is a great question. So the reason why you should always pick up rare crystal swords and rare dimensional blades is because if they are ethereal, you can upgrade those things to a phase blade and they will not have a durability, therefore they would be indestructible. So I don't know if I misspoke earlier by saying if it had E-Rep on it, but yeah, you can upgrade it to a phase blade and it'll be indestructible. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why those things can be so valuable. Exactly. Excuse me for 1 second, fellas. All right, thanks for your patience, guys. My wife just got home from work, so I had to say hi to her. Of course. We just made some of the Costco. I made some Costco French onion soup. It's like pre-packaged frozen French onion soup. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it, to be completely honest. But we have 2 pigs coming in from the butcher in a couple of days. So we need to make sure that we have enough room for them. So that thing, we're just kind of both like, okay, we need to get rid of that soup because we have to make room for those pigs. All right, we're getting real close to gambling time now. But yeah, Thrym, always pick up those crystal swords and dimensional blades. Honestly, pick up the phase blades too. They won't ever roll ethereal, but worth picking up in case you can find something amazing. Okay, we'll ID that and that. Okay, I think that is it for this. No good. No good. Let's go. Yeah, exactly, G-Stacks. I cannot wait to get those pigs, man. Having, like, farm-raised pigs, you know what I mean? Like, ones that have been out in pasture and loved and not fed garbage. Man, they are amazing. Ooh, a little spicy there for a second with that conviction aura. Ooh. Alright, we'll take that row. Don't think there's anything else for me here. Alright. I don't know how to know if it has a Fools plus Cruels mod on them. Okay, so, Smoking. So the Fools mod, I wish I kind of kept that thing so you would know, but the Fools mod is where it has plus maximum damage plus attack rating, and it scales with your character level. So it'll say like plus 1000 something to attack rating based on character skill level. And then, and it'll say the same thing for max damage. So as you become a higher level character, it'll scale with you and increase. And that would be the Fool's mod. The Cruel mod is where it gets plus X enhanced damage. And that can go up to, like, depending on the weapon, like 300 or 400%. So if you get both of those, you can have a weapon that just absolutely is nasty. And that's what people who PvP, that's what they prefer to use, is shit like that. You know, if you look up like the top PvP weapons, you will see that if they're melee, they will have those mods on them. And usually they want increased attack speed as well, and F rep, so ethereal plus like repairs its own durability, because then you can just absolutely stack damage. Ooh, unique ring. Come on. And a Tao's amulet. Oh, Tankreds I meant. Oh, there's a good find. There is a good find. So on run 1976, we found a BK ring, 4%. Not bad. Yes, they are super rare. The Cruel plus Fools mod is super rare, and to find like those extra few things like ethereal rep and increased attack speed and all that stuff, stupid, man. Okay, so that was run 1976. I type every day at work, but I don't know where the percentage sign is. Okay. Bear with me, guys. So 1976 is 4% BK ring. Nice. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm going to look up the last time I found a high rune. So the last time I found a high rune was on run 1781, and before that it was 1726, and that was a Vex and an Ohm rune. Yeah, so since then I haven't found a whole lot. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, 200 runs since the last high rune. Yeah, BK ring. Very nice, man. Very nice. I'm just going to put some of this stuff away. Oops, I never reset the run. Yeah, but like I was telling you guys, I am going to try to gamble a Griffin's Eye while I'm doing this challenge. We'll see how lucky I am. I know at level 90, I think 93 you have, or 91 I think it is, you have the best chances of 91 and up. You have the best chances of gambling a Griffin's Eye. So we'll see how that goes. I've gotten some very good circlets from doing this challenge by just gambling circlets. I could see why online that you'd be doing that, because you can make so much profit on that. And you can't re-roll F items with SOJ Perfect Skull. I tried. It loses Fness when I re-rolled. Oh, really? I did not know that, Thrim. So it re-rolls like everything, including it being ethereal. I guess that makes sense, because it's re-rolling the item entirely and ethereal is part of its mods, right? Come on. How's the stream quality, by the way, guys? If you don't mind mentioning to me, it seems like it might be skipping a little bit on my end, but I don't really know. You should be able to get ethereal on rerolls as well, but I don't know that for sure, but it just seems like you should be able to. I need to hit up that champion pack. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Always forget to go back and do them if I don't go and kill that champion pack right away. Ooh, lots of gold on this one. All right, guys, and we are ready to start gambling. So let's go do that. Okay, got that. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer this stuff over while I'm here. Okay, we got Edge. We got Geeds. Empty this. Good to go. All right, let's do it. All Out Style. Hey, welcome in, man. Good to see you. We are about to start gambling circlets, man. Last time I sold one of my charms and I have no idea which one it was. So I have to be careful not to do that again. No. All right. 3 open socket, 20 FCR tiara. Dude, nice. Let me see if I can find the circlet I gambled the other day. Because seriously, it's... Okay. Yeah, check out this fucking circlet that I gambled the other day, man. This would be a cool like Zealer weapon maybe, but I got a kick out of that 60 poison res almost on that thing. And then if this man, if it rolled with 20 FCR instead of the 30 faster run walk, that's kind of what I'm after for my poison necro. And then this is the other one that I gambled. Also a really nice fucking circlet. 2 to paladin skills, 20 FCR, 80 to attack rating. If only it was Vizio, because that would be amazing. And then 20 all res, 7 mana stolen per hit. Like, this is a really good Zealer one. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've found so far doing these circlets, and they've been amazing. So maybe we'll get lucky and stay on that, because there are a lot of good circlets out there. "28 Dex." I always, man, my heart like skips a beat whenever I see the diadem. See, that's the Vizio mod right there. The bonus to attack rating based on your level. Pretty cool mod. Oh man, Thrim, that's a good question. It's not very good. I can tell you that. I don't know what the odds are, but it's not good. But I just figure, you know, it's not really part of this challenge. I just kind of want it to happen because I think it'd be really cool. Like I said, I've always wanted to gamble a Griffins. But I can tell you it's very low. Your best chance is at, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it's level 91 or above. You have your best chances. An upgraded diadem at the same time. Yeah, found a Griffins in my playthrough, so I don't need to gamble one. But if I do, I'll be happy because the one I rolled poorly. Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, same for me. My first Griffins that I rolled was a 20, negative 20 and 11, I want to say, on softcore single player. So, you know, it's like I'm not in, you know, total need for one. I just think it would be cool to reach that milestone, to say that I've gambled a Griffins and an SOJ. But really the prize of doing the circlets is just finding some of the amazing things that I found doing this. Like, look at that, man. Like, there's got to be 3 to lightning skills and 30 to strength. Yeah, all out. I'm definitely planning on cubing up to a Zod. That's the plan for this challenge. Yeah, I just don't see myself using that one without the FCR. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like if I was online, I would definitely keep that to try to sell it to somebody. Yeah, see, this is what I'm after for Poison and Bone. 3 to Poison and Bone and 20 FCR. That's what I want. All right, OPH, thanks for joining in, man. I know you've been in the background just playing it, but good to have you in here with us. So far, we found a 4% BK ring, and now we're gambling, hoping to find something amazing. Yes, sir. I appreciate your support, OPH. Gamble another SOJ. Okay, I'll do one round of rings just to just for the hell of it. Let's do some rings. Wouldn't that be hilarious if I did if I gambled 2 SOJs before Fox could do one? Oops. So I have gambled a High Lords on this challenge as well. Not that I was going for it, but I was actually able to do that. So it's kind of a cool thing. Along with a few other unique rings and amulets, but nothing of note beyond that. Ooh, that's kind of a nice ring. 14 to Dex, 14 all res. Yes, Thrim, that was a thing last year during 22 Nights of Terror. And that's why people are a bit upset about this year's 22 Nights of Terror event, because it is not like it was last year. Because the gambling thing was probably everybody's favorite, whereas now that is not a thing. So, all right, so we are back. We're back to doing Trav. All right, clean inventory. May as well re-up on ID scrolls, and let's get back to trying to find some high runes. Oh, don't have enough gold for that. Well, we'll change that in just a little bit. All right, let's get back to it. All right, next run. Let's go. So, do any of you guys have pretty good experience running a whirlwind Trav barb? Because I'm curious what your setup is. Now, All Out Style, I've seen yours and I really like it. The only thing I think I wouldn't enjoy is having to repair stuff. But I don't know if it would really be that big of a deal at the end of the day to me, you know? But I'm just curious what your preferred setup is. Like, do you use Enigma or do you use Fortitude? I'm just curious. And just so you guys know, these are the runes right here that I found on this challenge. What the hell comes after Pole and before Mal? What is that? I can't think of it right now. Oh yeah, yours is a frenzy. That's right. I know I need Ist, Low, Jaw, Zod. And I don't have an Eld for some reason. I know I've... Thank you. I do need an rune. But I need an Eld, an Ist, Low, Jaw. We'll get there. So if I see an Eld drop, I know it's happened already. Like I said, I just didn't pick it up for whatever reason. So I need to put one on here so I have it checked off my list for this challenge. Ooh, rare ring. The frenzy has to have beast and beast doesn't go into swords. Okay, so that is why you have grief in an axe, right? And really quick, I'm pretty sure I have found an rune in this challenge. Let me look through my list here. No, I haven't found an is or an so I need to put that. Oh no, I had 360 run 361. I found an rune on this challenge, so I wonder if I have it in here. No. So here we go. On run 361, I found an rune, so I'm gonna put that there. Yep, you guys just saw me cheat on this challenge. I don't know why I didn't put it on my character, but I didn't. So here we are. DP, welcome in, buddy. Up late and then up early. DP, thank you for joining in, man. I know it's tough for you when you're getting ready for work and shit, but it's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, what time is it for you out there, DP? Alrighty, already full on gold. Jellic. Hey, So Hangry, welcome in, man. You just subbed today. Good to see you. And Mercadin, welcome in, guys. I am running Players 3. Good to see you, fellas. I'm running Players 3, and I can go over my build in a second if you would like. Just let me know in the comments if you would like me to go over what I'm using and the stats and all that. But yes, I am running Players 3 and avoiding shattering corpses the best I can. I did about 1,000 runs without a Reaper's Toll on the Mercenary, and then since then I've been running Reaper's Toll for almost another 1,000 runs, and I think I prefer it with Reapers. Let's see the build. Okay, so let's get rid of this for a second. Okay, so I have Grief and a Phase Blade on both weapons. I have an Ariat's Face with a Cham in that. And I have a High Lord's Wrath. I have Gore Riders, a Dwarf Star for the Fire Absorb. I have a 10% FCR cast rate ring with mana life or with mana stolen, attack rating, mana, and cold res. Laying of Hands, of course. I have Gold Wrap. And then on swap, I have dual isted ethereal Alibabas. I mean, come on. Come on. Does it get better than that? Let's go. You can tell that I'm a moron, though, because if you look closely, you'll see that the durability is going down on these because I keep whirlwinding on the ethereal Alibabas. So eventually I'm going to have to replace these. But yes, I'm a moron, and that's why they are ethereal. Of course, I have a Barb Torch. I have max damage and MF charms. Down here, Geeds, of course, and then max damage, attack rating, and life, extra gold find, faster run walk, just an assortment down there. And then on the Mercenary, I have an Ethereal Kira's Guardian with a 15 IAS jewel. And I think that's all that jewel is, I'm pretty sure, because 64, yeah. I have a Guardian Angel with an I would love to replace this with an Ethereal Guardian Angel and then upgrade it. And then I have an Ethereal Reaper's Toll that I have socketed with a Shale Rune. And this Ethereal Reaper's Toll is actually something that I found on this challenge. Great Chaos Sanctuary video, by the way. Thank you very much, Mercadin. I appreciate that. I just threw together a 0 barb except 1 grief with Rhyme Shield because I haven't found a Cham yet. Also, it got a Shaco. Nice, man. Talking about regular monsters, not uniques. Gotcha. Cool. So anyways, there's the build guide, guys. Let me get the run counter back going. Okay, I need to get rid of that aura there if we can. I hate how much it slows me down. There we go. Ooh, another unique ring. Can we do it again? Can we get another awesome unique ring? 25% Nagel. That's all right. Still a cool find. But I have plenty of 30s already. Better than a Manaud, right? All right, let's get rid of that conviction aura. So the only time that my mercenary really dies with that particular setup is when Travincal is terrorized, and then we get hit with like a conviction or a might / fanaticism aura. But otherwise, this mercenary really does not die. Very rare that you'll see his health go down to like an alarming level. Come on. But yeah, very, very tanky mercenary. So you might see him dip a little bit here, but not by much. You know, with that Decrepify curse, those the council members really don't do a whole lot of damage to him. Come on. There we go. Let me just turn this camera around for you guys. If you guys are curious what just happened, my wife just flashed me. I'm sure you believe me on that. Oh god, no, but seriously, she did. Oh god. Um, sorry, I got a little distracted there. Let's see what you guys had. 6 hours sleep. With your Merc using Reapers and my aura, your damage with the Fanaticism aura from Beast goes up to 10k on one hand. God damn, man. It's normally the Hydras that hurt the most. Yes. So the Hydras do a lot of damage, but those council members do lightning and fire damage as well. Or at least lightning damage. So it's good to have your resistances maxed because they will hit you with a conviction aura. But it's good to have your it's good you have your resistances maxed. Oh god, I'm sorry guys. Very heavily distracted with the show that's happening behind me. Yeah, no PH, you're right, man. It's almost about time to get off. Bunch of degenerates in here. Where are you, man? Come on. You know where you're at. Uh-oh. Okay, let's be careful with that. It's got me dropping my Annihilus and stuff, man. Okay, DP, thank you for joining in. Oh, we got a facet, though. Hold on. Hold on. We got to check out this facet first. The fuck is that, man? That never happened. All you guys that are in here, please hit that like button for me. We actually have a pretty decent amount of viewers here in here tonight, so thank you guys for joining in and hanging out. For any of you who are new watching me, I do play softcore, and when I play softcore, I usually run these mods, these quality of life mods. I also play hardcore, and when I'm playing hardcore, I do not have any sort of mods running at all. But the mods that I'm using are just a quality of life mod. Nothing that affects drop rates or alters monster levels or densities, anything like that. It is just quality of life, so expanded cube, expanded stash, and a loot filter. But welcome all of you who are in here who may be new. Please hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. And if any of you guys didn't see it already, I did just put out my first build guide video, open to constructive criticism from you guys, especially any of you who have played a Poison Nova Necromancer before and prefer to run it a different way. I would love to hear your comments on how you do it differently and what you would change on my build, besides having a Necro Torch instead of a Druid Torch. Yeah, I wish there was a built-in loot filter as well, man. It would make things a lot nicer. You know, and it's funny that I get so many comments on my videos about my loot filter, because I feel like the vast majority of players want a loot filter, but when they see someone using one, it's like they don't like it because it looks different than theirs, you know? It looks different than the way that they see the game. But I've been through that argument 1,000 times on here, and I don't necessarily want to get into it again. But I think the resistance and the hatred towards people who use mods are just not right. Still looking for a D-web? Yeah, man. I mean, that D-web that I found was just amazing. I actually found a second one running TZ Andy, but it wasn't nearly as good as the one I used for that build guide or for the all those cows that I ran. Excuse me. But yeah, that first one, the first D-web I ever found was a 2+ skill, -50 D-web. You guys know Duck. He absolutely hates me for finding that because he loves running Necro. Ooh, a unique amulet. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Be something good. All right, and already full on gold again. Ah, Saracens. We'll throw that one away. No good. Gotta hit up those unique and champion packs because that's how I re-up on my rejuvenation potions. And those are my chances to find a Zod rune when it's not terrorized. Damn it, shattered that corpse. Thrim says, it's weird that people are opposed to mods. Back when I played World of Warcraft, there were so many mods around and everyone knew how to use them and use them. Yeah, you know, that's one game I never got into. I was, you know, I almost failed 8th grade because of Diablo 2. And I always was worried that if I got into World of Warcraft that I might actually fail middle school and high school. So I never did get into it. Plus, you know, at the time, and I think it's still this way, but you had to pay a monthly fee to play the game. And, you know, at the time I was like, oh, fuck that, you know, like, I'll just play Diablo 2. You know, I already paid for the game. So I'll just play that. D2 version 2. Yeah, I get that, Thrim. I had some friends who were really into it. Yeah, and the massive community that was involved with World of Warcraft, I can understand why people loved it, you know? But we had back in the day, the D2 community was very large. It was a very popular game. Still is a popular game, but not like it was back in the day, you know what I mean? So we've been holding at about a minute run times on this, which is pretty good. You know, if I were not streaming, it would probably be closer to like 45 seconds to 50 seconds, but you know, holding in at a minute is pretty good for a runtime for players 3. You know, that includes horking and identifying and everything. Someone commented on the last time I ran Trav and said that I should use a death for the crushing blow. Just curious what you guys think on that. I was also looking at using a mercenary with that rune word Wrath, because I feel like it might work. Because if you look up the stats on Wrath, that's a pretty good Act 1 mercenary rune word. It has crushing blow. I think it had chance to cast Decrepify or something like that on it, or amplify damage. It seemed like a good rune word, man. Like, I think it'd be worth testing. The only problem is it's, you know, it costs a bear rune to use it. So I'm almost considering doing like a pluggy thing, or not pluggy, but hero editing and just testing it, you know, just for testing purposes to see how I like it. But the other option, of course, is using Faith, which I think would probably be a better version of it. Faith on an Act 1 mercenary would be pretty good in Trav, just to get that fanaticism. Death has cold damage, so you'll have a lot of frozen corpses. Maybe it wasn't death. Maybe it wasn't death through or all out. Now I'm questioning myself what he said to use. But I looked into it and it had a lot of crushing blow. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to use death, you're right, because of the cold damage. Yeah. And honestly, it was just a guy that was kind of talking shit on my video saying that I had a shit Trav barb. But I asked him, like, well, what do you suggest? You know, if my barbarian is so shit, like, what would be the ideal barbarian for you? And he recommended that, but maybe it wasn't death, it was something else. But hey guys, we just hit 2,000 run. Our 2,000th run a moment ago in single player offline on this challenge where I'm finding every rune from Trav, L through Zod. But that's a pretty big milestone for Trav, man. 2,000 runs. As you can see, there's 26 hours invested in this project so far. Beast has Crushing Blow, and Beast has Fanaticism too, doesn't it? All out. I'm gonna go repair my gloves before I lose them. I'm curious what you guys think. Should I be hitting those chests at the beginning of this? I don't know if Players 3 is really worth hitting those chests out front, but maybe. Oh, the Io rune that your mom has at home. Mom, can I have an Io rune? We have one at home. The Io rune at home is, or the low rune at home is an Io rune. Oh well. Alvin did 10,000, so you got some time to go still. Yeah, and you know what? I looked at that all-out style. I looked at his challenge, and I don't think he ever found a bear rune in those 10,000 runs. So it's making me question my decisions a little bit of doing this challenge L through Zod. But I'm in it now. I mean, what are you going to do? Back out of it? Can't do that. I could do L through Cham and just gaslight all you fuckers and say, no, I never said I was doing Zod. But yeah, keep in mind, I don't think he was doing Players 3. I think he was doing Players 1. But as you guys can see, every once in a while, I will shatter a corpse. And it happens kind of often. So I guess I shouldn't say every once in a while, because it does happen. But I found a pretty good system to avoid corpses shattering, which if you look at my play style, I teleport a lot, so my mercenary is able to cast Decrepify, and once he does, then I teleport across the screen and go hit those decrepified monsters, and then, you know, teleport back and forth to avoid the shattering corpses the best I can. I feel like I'm pretty good at avoiding shattered corpses, but it does still happen. Come on. Oh god. What'd you clip? I don't even know what I said, OPH. I will be very honest with you. I've done a lot of Trav runs in the past 4 years, and I've found only one bear rune in Trav. I've found tons of Chams and Jaws. Okay, well, that is good to hear, because I already found a bear rune. I have not found a jaw rune. Yeah, everyone's different, maps are different, all that stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I guess it just means that RNG is going to RNG at the end of the day, you know? But yeah, you can see I teleport across the screen and just hit up these decrepified monsters. And then teleport back and forth to avoid shattering corpses the best I can. If you can avoid shattering the 3 main council members, that is ideal. Never found Jaw or Zod directly, for sure, man. I think single player Jaw is like the most influential and important drop in terms of runes that you can find. What about an Act 5 Mirth, Lawbringer, and Last Wish? So Lawbringer, So Hangry has cold damage on it. And I just fear that because his attack speed is so fast that the cold damage will go to more than one monster. But I think I would do Last Wish and I would do Last Wish and Grief probably. But I think, you know, that would be my endgame setup, I think. Is Lawbringer, or excuse me, Last Wish and Grief with an Act 5 Mercenary. That would be for sure my preferred setup, but I do not have a Last Wish. So here we are. Yeah, I looked into it. But like I said, oh, hold on one second, fellas. And 10 more minutes, okay? Cool. Yeah, all I need is 10 more minutes. Yep. But like I said, I was looking into that Wrath rune word, and I feel like that might be a good option, because look at the stats on that thing. If you guys have a second. No one uses Wrath, I don't think. But I feel like it's got viability for the cost of a bear rune. I think it's a little high priced with that, but if you're like Sir Fox and you just drop bear runes every day, and it's worth testing. OPH, I'm wondering what you clipped. I don't know what I said. Now you got me all worried, man. Enigma, Infinity, Fort Grief, not Chains yet. Yeah, man, Chains of Honor is used to be like a noob trap, but with that prayer, cure, and meditation aura synergy, that is like the best in slot if you're running that setup, because it has 8% life stolen per hit. So and of course all of the all res. But yes, Chains of Honor, if you run that setup, is best in slot on a mercenary for sure. And I'm talking softcore. I'm not as familiar with hardcore setups, but that's what I know for softcore. Ariok's Needle, kind of a cool find. Jaw, low, ohm sitting in the stash. It's tempting, man. I do want to make a Faith because I really would like to make a Boazon. I just think it's a fun build. Eventually I will make a Boazon, but I want to do Wind Force on the Amazon and then Faith on the Mercenary. I think that's like kind of best in slot gear. Dude, why can't I find an Eld rune? You think I would have found one by now to add to this list, but I haven't. I know I found one early on, or at least I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't know. Yeah, All Out, I'm pretty sure I do. I know I have at least a few 4 open socket, 3 to plus skills. I don't know if it's 15 ED or any sort of enhanced damage, but honestly, what's 15 ED really going to do at the end of the day that you're going to notice on a mercenary? But I know I have one that has 3 plus skills on a Grand Matron bow or a Matriarchal bow. And we can look at that. Honestly, I'd be curious what I have. 30 faster run walk, 34 fire res, 46 gold, 20% magic items. It's pretty good, but it's not good enough to hold on to, I don't think. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good base for Faith, just not like top tier, you know? Yeah. By the way, Thrim, I missed your message earlier, but yeah, Sir Fox has been crazy lucky in LK lately. Like, stupid lucky. Ooh, we got Dracul's Grasp. %8 life leech. Not quite good enough to hold on to, but still a cool find. We'll add it to the list. No eagle horn. No eagle horn.
Ready?